Yes. It's Campus Connection time right here on the family station, Love 101 FM. Yes, and I just want to say my name is Jeremy Johnson, and you're tuned into Love 101 FM. This is Campus Connection for today, November 26th. And I must say that God is indeed good. And we just want to pick up our sponsors for this awesome program. And so we have our sponsor is Heart Trust. And so this program is sponsored by Heart NSTA Trust. Skill is power. So we're going to be hearing from our sponsor right now.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the Renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart. We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future.
Guess what? It's always.
All right, and our next sponsor for this program today is also TGI Fridays. Every day is a Friday at TGIF.
Guess what? It's always Friday at TGI Fridays. Whether you're diving into our mouth-watering appetizers or treating yourself to one of our sizzling entrees, TGI Fridays has something for every craving. So why wait for the weekend? Visit us today and get that Friday feeling any day of the week. Follow us on Instagram at TGI Fridays Jamaica for information. TGI Fridays, Friday, every day.
Indeed. Every day is Friday at TGI Fridays. And so we have an awesome show for you today. And we'll be having our Campus Alert feature first up. And then we'll be having Education News and Bulletin. And then at 5:40, we'll be having a special interview with Miss Keitha Edmondson. She's a pastor and public health inspector from the Jalicia Grace Foundation. Also our favorite feature, I Chose Christ, You Should Too. And then we'll be going into our main discussion for today, parenting youth. And we'll be having Mrs. Tisha Nelson Watson from the SCFSU Western Region Field Officer and Mrs. Karen Fraser Williams. She's the director for the child foster care, which falls under the Family Life Ministries. And so we know that parenting is indeed a great responsibility, and we must indeed take that with such care and diligence. And so when we talk about parenting, we want persons to know that it's not just having a child, but what are some of the responsibilities, and we want to encourage our young people too to build a solid foundation with our children and their children, right? Because our children is indeed the future. So right now, we'll be having a feature, a Campus Alert feature, and this will be, we'll be talking with a young man from the University of Technology, and his name is Shamaria Dunn. Good afternoon, Shamaria. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Mr. Johnson. I'm not bad. How are you doing?
All right, Shamaria, go ahead. I'm not hearing you.
Hello, you hear me now?
All right, seems to be having a little bit of challenge here. Shamaria, you can go ahead again. All right, seems, I know Shamaria, you are hearing me.
Good afternoon, Mr. Johnson.
Good. Much better now. I know that we are hearing you now. All right, so Shamaria, you are having an event this weekend, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, and so want to tell the persons about this event that is taking place on the weekend.
Yes. I will. Not a problem, man. All right. So, Night of Praise is an initiative established by the Dorms Religious Committee It aims to provide students residing. Hello, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, yes, yes. We're hearing you. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, so thanks again for having me. It's indeed a pleasure to share with you today, and indeed on behalf of the Donna Farkas Hall of Residents Religious Committee. All right, so if we might just go ahead, you hear me clearly, correct?
Yes, I am.
Yes, man. All right, so Night of Praise is it's an initiative established by the Dorms Religious Committee. It aims to provide students residing on the dormitory and in the dormitory at large, along with the broader student body, with an exceptional worship experience that fosters unity, community, and spiritual growth within the university. So we know being away from home, you have different engagements on campus and so on, but Night of Praise caters to help Christian students maintain your connection with God while away from home, and to introduce those to God who may not yet know him. We aspire really and truly to be a beacon of light within the university, and we strongly believe the commitment, of these students coming to this event and other wider persons will help us to achieve this goal.
Wow, this sounds big. And, I understand that you are a first-year student.
Yes,
Right? Is that true? You're a first-year student at UTech, and you are doing just an awesome job. So outside of this initiative, what are some of the things that you plan for the rest of the year?
All right, so we have several. We have Dorm Together Sing coming up and several other initiatives currently being put on by the dorm. In future times to come, we'll be having several events that will cater to not just the holistic student, but also to the spiritual aspect of children on campus. So there are several events in the making. Just one will give a hint of it, because we can't give away all the nuggets away one time.
Right.
Yes, man. So that's Dorm Together Sing is coming up, and we are hoping that we'll get the support that we require and so on. But not Night of Praise. I mean, we're hoping we're asking persons to come out. It's Saturday, the 30th of November. It's gonna be a wonderful, awesome night. Preacher K will be in attendance, and so many other persons. And I mean, it will just be a platform where we can come and meet and worship and give God thanks. Because as a child of God, you really have to maintain a relationship in and through university, because sometimes it's not easy as a student, as a first-year student. But now Night of Praise promises to be a wonderful night. So we're inviting all persons who are able to join us. It's $700 for the ticket, $1,000 at the gate. Special price. College students. We have to make sure there's a special price at them. So I guess that's it. Yeah, man. Yes, Mr. Johnson.
All right. Thank you so much, Shamari, for joining us and for that awesome campus alert feature that we have there. We're encouraging persons just to send us their information so it can be highlighted right here. Again, all the best for Saturday, and we trust that indeed this event and many more things that you plan will go as you want. The Lord will direct. And so thank you again for joining us right here on Campus Connection. And as we move on in our program for today, we'll be having our feature called our Campus News and Bulletin, and that is brought to you today by Ashara Barnett. She's a student of the University of Technology, and so right now we'll be having that feature coming your way just in a moment.
Education News and Bulletin for Tuesday, November 26, 2024. 73-year-old is among 686 graduates with new skills. Retired hotel worker Rima Powell turns 74 next January, and she is looking forward to working with children with disabilities. She got the skills needed through a Heart NSTA Trust course in disability work with a focus on special education. Powell is among thousands of graduates from the Heart NSTA's Region 4 who now have skills that are expected to transform their lives. Also among them is Michael McNamee, who graduated from high school with just 2 subjects, but now has a certificate in digital animation. The 2 were among 686 individuals who attended a certification ceremony held at the Montego Bay Convention Center in St. James on Tuesday. Powell explained, quote, I expect to do so much, especially with children with disabilities. I specialized in that. I was sitting at home and I said I wanted something to do because I'm not doing anything at the moment. So I heard of this course. So I said, let me try. End quote. In September, she was one of 36 senior citizens who got international certification in digital literacy. She recently did a 10-week course at Hart NSTA College of Innovation and Technology in Montego Bay and has high praises for Hart and its trainers. Powell added, quote, Hart is a very good institution. I encourage anybody to go to Hart because you get to learn anything at any age. There is no age limit. You see at Hart, the people who train you there are so professional and they have patience, end quote. In our bulletin, Christian Brethren Assemblies Jamaica presents National Youth Conference 2024 under the theme God's Masterpiece at the Swallowfield Chapel located at 9 Swallowfield Road in Kingston on Saturday, November 30, 2024, starting at 9:30 a.m. Marston Palmer Jr. will be the event speaker. Be sure to come out to experience a day of worship, the word, breakout sessions, games, giveaways, and a guest artist. Save the date. On Saturday, December 7, 2024, the InterVarsity Christian Fellowship alumni, in association with Students Christian Fellowship and Scripture Union, will host the Alumni Lime at the Christian Life Fellowship located at 21A Gordontown Road, Kingston 6. That was all the news and bulletins we have for you today on Campus Connection. I am Ashara Barnett.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ashara Barnett, for our education news and bulletin for today. And so as we move on in our program, right now we're having a special interview and we'll be speaking with Miss Keitha Edmondson, and she's from the Jalicia Grace Foundation. And just a little bit about Keitha before we continue. Miss Edmondson, she was born in St. Thomas, that's Bath, St. Thomas, Jamaica, and she has always been a hard-working young lady, and she serves as one of the senior pastors at Bible Teachers International, and she oversees the spiritual development of the youth section, and this is called Team Godchild. I'm telling you, I've interacted with Team Godchild, and they are just an awesome group of young people. Outside of ministry, in terms of church ministry, she is a public health inspector. Miss Edmonds, pastor, welcome to Campus Connection.
Thank you. Good evening.
All right, good evening. And I know persons want to hear, one of the first questions I know persons will be thinking about right now is what is the Jalicia Grace Foundation and how did this whole thing come about?
Well, the Jalicia Grace Foundation is a non-profitable organization seeking to provide financial assistance, resources, support, and empowerment to the youth facing adverse circumstances in life. So that's basically the foundation. That's how it was developed, by looking at the adverse challenges that the youth are facing now, and we wanted to help. The motto or our vision is to encourage each one to help one. So individually, you may not have the resources, but when we come together, we're able to make it of something that can help and reach out to those who are facing adverse challenges in, their youth. Basically, how the second part of the question is how it came about. So myself, having faced adverse challenges in life, at one point with no sense of hope or direction, and being able to not being able to function at full capacity in school because of different challenges, financial constraints. you know I at one point needed help, needed somebody to believe in me when I didn't have, the words all to believe in myself. And many people, many people reach out to help me. So having received such help, I just want to give back. The grace is that
Yes.
mean the grace abounding, continue flowing, not stopping with me. So
Wow.
the help that I receive, I just wanted to show my appreciation. I'm very embedded to those who allow the Lord to use them to help me in the time of need. And the needs are around me. And I say, how best do I express that appreciation, that love, and even just God not withholding from me? Because I can say He has open up the gates and flood me with just
Yes.
his love, his compassion, everything. And I wanted other people to feel just like, oh, I felt when God uses his people to extend his grace to me. And that's how it came about, because I wanted other young people in my position to receive the help and experience the grace of God just as I did.
That is just so much. And I'm telling you, we have some more coming up because we have to take our first break right here on Campus Connection for today. But we have just about 2 or 3 questions after the break. So you want to stay right here on Campus Connection on the family station.
It's everything better like Christmas with you. The best way to pick up that plan. The Christmas winnings. Win data and credit instantly every time you activate any unlimited plan. Your SMS message to claim your instant gift and hit automatically. Chance to win cash, your bonus, and $500,000 prize. Thing is wrapped up in holiday. Download the Top of your web. Now to activate and win today. Our consideration 2025 conditions apply. Black Friday Mega Madness, Black Friday Mega Madness, Black Friday Mega Madness. Get ready to make up for all minutes here of the year. This one is mountain. It's the Black Friday Mega Madness weekend at Woman Things. Every single item in store, 20 to 70% off this Friday only. And just for something special too. Black Friday Mega Madness sale is on at Woman Things, Boardwalk Road and Content Spring Road. It's a Mega Madness weekend. This holiday season, JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union Limited wants you to spruce up your celebrations with our Christmas combo loan. Get up to $200,000 at fixed interest rate, no credit check, and up to 24 months to repay. Never been a better time to join. Membership is easy, and you may be eligible. Conditions apply. Call us or visit www.jpscu.com to learn more and get started today. JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union Limited, your financial partner for life. Guess what? It's always Friday at TGI Fridays. Whether you're diving into our mouth-watering appetizers or treating yourself to one of our sizzling entrees, TGI Fridays has something for every craving. So why wait for the weekend? Visit us today and get that Friday feeling any day of the week. Follow us on Instagram at TGI Fridays Jamaica for information. TGI Fridays, Friday, every day. Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the Renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart. We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future. Choose Hardware I want for Christmas is a customer appreciation. The sale Friday and Saturday, November 29 and 30, and Sunday, December 1. Up to 15% off on electrical, household, plumbing, and selected building material. Conditions apply. Live outside broadcast from Mountain Well done. 876
Wait for 949 765-83050. Holtz Hardware, 4710 St. John's Road, Spanish Town. November 29, 49, number 1.
All right, all right. We are back right here on Campus Connection today, and Campus Connection is brought to you by Heart NSTA Trust. Skill is power, and TGI Fridays. Yeah, every day is Friday at TGI. And so we're talking with Miss Keitha Edmondson. She's from the Jalicia Grace Foundation, and they are putting on an event this week. I heard her so passionately, talking about how this organization came about. And so we really want to hear more. So what's happening for this weekend in terms of, the foundation, raising some funds and getting people involved in what you're doing? You can go ahead, Miss. All right, I think you're muted, Pastor Keitha. I seem to not.
Yes, I was
You can
I
go
lost
ahead, right?
connection just now.
Right. No problem. You can go ahead. So I will ask the question again. I'm just invite tell the persons, what is happening this weekend.
So this weekend we'll be having my first movie, Call on
Wow.
Him. Yes. A part of the Jalisa Grace Foundation, we seek to help financially, but also to build confidence and to identify, self-worth, um, build build the youth spiritually, physically, and emotionally, and just identify talents among us, because many people don't know that they are very talented, that God gave us talent. So we normally have events, you know, identify using our talents to bring the fun in so we can extend our help to the persons who are facing financial difficulties. So this weekend we'll be having that fundraising event, and it's a movie, Call on Him. All the actors are from my church, Bible Teachers International.
Yeah.
And we have, so it is 2-day event. It's Friday and Saturday. And Saturday is the Wings of Love concert, just spreading love all over.
Wow, wow, wow. That is so awesome. So finally, Pastor, how can persons, donate towards the Jalicia Grace Foundation, and how they can get tickets even for this event happening this weekend?
Okay, so they can donate internationally, locally at donatebox.org/JGF 2024. That's one. And also Bible Teachers International, BNS Offray Tree Branch, account number 800-388. They can donate like those two avenues. We are not selling any ticket for the event. It is free. We just ask you guys to come on out, support, donate. I have a long list of students standing, waiting to receive help financially. So just asking you to donate. The event is very free indeed. So just
Yes.
ask you to donate as much as you can.
And this is so awesome. Thank you so much for coming and speaking with us about this. And we pray that this weekend, you will get in much more that you were hoping for. Again, thank you. And from Campus Connection, we are saying yes, it's the Campus Connection endorsed event as well. All right. Thank you, and God bless you. And I trust that, we will come back, we'll get the report, right, to say that it went well. God bless you and take care.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, that we have there, Pastor. Yeah. Edmondson, Keita Edmondson from Bible Teachers International. They're having an event this weekend. And so right now we're going to be going to our awesome feature before we get to the main discussion for today. And our feature for today, our I Chose Christ feature, is by Mrs. Shellyan Wright Biggs, and she's from Ewing Mona. And so we trust that you'll be blessed by this awesome testimony feature.
Hello everyone, my name is Shania Bradbiggs. I am a quote unquote more mature first year student at UMONA Law. God's transformation in my life has been so expansive that two minutes wouldn't do any justice, no one intended. But I will just share that I accepted the Lord Jesus Christ as my Savior from the tender age of 8. And you may guess my age, but this was more than 30 years ago. So that will not be my first degree. To go back briefly to my childhood, I was never the most confident child or young woman. But throughout my life, God allowed me various experiences, some I would call positive, others not so positive or pleasant or easy. But as the great Andre Crouch penned, through it all, I have learned to trust in Jesus. I have learned to trust in God. Through the help of the Holy Spirit, indeed, I have grown more confident, stronger, and more resilient. I feel confident in taking on life's challenges because I know that God is my rock. For instance, my current studying law, despite being the first semester, has been quite challenging, especially as the direct entrance. But as the word of God says in Philippians 4, I believe, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Also, whether I be a lawyer, a chartered accountant, and just generally whatever I do, I choose Christ.
Indeed, she chose Christ, and she's saying that you should too choose Christ too. These testimonies are just so awesome. We have them on a weekly basis. And so we're going to our main discussion for today. And we're talking about parenting youth. And November is Youth Month, but it's also Parent Month. And we have a theme for Parent Month, and it's Surf Beyond the Surface. And the theme focuses on empowering parents and guardians to embrace with a level of responsibility technology. And in particularly, we're talking about artificial intelligence and their parenting practices. And so we're going to go and delve a little bit deeper into that with our guest. Coming up, Mrs. Tisha Nelson Watson from SCFSU and Mrs. Karen Fraser Williams, the director for the Child Care Program, which falls under the Ministry of the Family Life. And so immediately after this brief break, we are going to be coming back to you for this awesome discussion. This is Love 101 FM, and it's now 6 p.m., and this is Campus Connection.
Season, JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union Limited wants you to spruce up your celebrations with our Christmas combo offer to $200,000 fixed interest rate, no credit check, and up to 24 months to repay. That will be a better time to join. Membership is easy and you may be eligible. Conditions apply. Call us or visit www.jpscu.com to learn more and get started today. JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union Limited, your financial partner for life.
Sometimes all we need is a listening ear. The listening ear, the counseling, the logical reasoning, and spiritual guidance are what appeal to us. That's why I'm here. I'm Dr. Joan Pinkney, the counselor, your counselor on Love 101 FM, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 10 to 11 p.m. You know you can call me. I will listen and more. So let's talk about what's bothering you. Anything. Tune in, listen, call in, text or voice message. I'm Dr. Joan Pinkney, counseling psychologist, ready with the listening ear. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 10 to 11 p.m. Right here on the family station, Love 101 FM.
Guess what? It's always Friday at TGI Fridays. Whether you're diving into our mouth-watering appetizers or treating yourself to one of our sizzling entrees, TGI Fridays has something for every craving. So why wait for the weekend? Visit us today and get that Friday feeling any day of the week. Follow us on Instagram at TGI Fridays Jamaica for information. TGI Fridays, Friday every day.
Yes, it's Campus Connection, and welcome back right here on the family station, Love 101 FM. And we must say big up to our sponsors, Heart NSTA Trust, Skill is Power, and TGI Fridays at TGIF. Every day is Friday. And so we'll be going to our main discussion right now. And we have two awesome ladies who are no strangers to the Campus Connection program. But let me just tell you a little bit about these wonderful persons. And so Mrs. Tisha Nelson Watson, she is the Western Region Field Officer for SCFSU. And outside of serving and being a field officer, she owns a business, right? So that is Bookwiz Store and Cafe and Tisha's Tour and Travel. And she's a mother of 5 children. Yeah. And also we have Mrs. Karen Williams, Fraser Williams. She is the director of For the Child Foster Care, which falls under the Ministry of the Family Life. Let me say this, falls under Family Life Ministries. I need to say it correctly, right? And as the director, they are charged with getting over 2,000 children. I want Jamaica to hear that, 2,000 children to get proper homes, especially for this Christmas. And so we have these ladies joining me. Welcome to Campus Connection, ladies. How are you doing?
Good evening. I'm well. Thank you.
All right, that's Tisha. All right, Mrs. Williams, how are you?
I am well as well. I'm good. Hi,
Okay.
Jeremy, on the program.
All right. Yes, 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 indeed. And so we want to thank you for coming on. So what today we're going to go straight into the discussion because I said we have some things lined up here for you. One of the questions that I want to really ask was first, right, is what do you find to be the most rewarding or challenging thing about parenting youth or just parenting overall? Any one of you can go first. Who will go first? Come on. All right, so Mrs. Williams, I think I want to let you go first, right? Mrs. Williams, she look ready, right, Tisha?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
All right, not a problem. Right, thanks for that question, Jermaine. It's really for me very rewarding when I see, and when many others see, teachers are like, see when we have poured in and we have trained them and they are now making a positive contribution to society and they can become independent people, not getting involved in drugs and all of those wayward behavior, and they can have a life, have a family, and move on.
Wow.
That's the most rewarding one for me.
All right, all right. I'm listening. I'm listening. I have a young son, so I'm listening, right? Tisha, you can go.
Yes, I want to endorse that. When you have spent time teaching them the good morals and, how to make good choices, and they're able to become adults or even young adults, able to make good and right choices that, at the end of the day, you can say, yes, I feel good. I didn't labor in vain, right? And when you see them emulating you, and you're saying to yourself, wait, where me hear that from? And you realize that they are actually modeling you. So we are our children's role models. And I really am motivated by that. It's rewarding to see that they are reaping positive results from their good decisions that they have made.
Wow, wow. I'm telling you, I'm here listening to you ladies and I'm saying, man, your children listening now, and your husband and so forth, what's he saying? Wow, look at mommy and look at my wife go, this is indeed awesome. But as we're talking about children and we're talking about growth of children, there is an aspect of child rearing, if I want to call it that, or bringing up children, wherein as young, like age 5, age 6, how important is it for parents to really get involved at an early stage in the development of the child? And I'll throw this question to you, Mrs. Watts.
So it actually starts from the child is being formed in the womb. It's so no way, but actually that's where it starts, because while they being there, they're hearing, they are sensitive to what mommy is drinking, eating, listening. So it actually starts there from foundation. And as parents, that is something that is lacking. I think that we have, as a guidance counselor, I think it is very good that we have guidance counselors in our schools. But as it relates to teaching about parenting in high school, I think that is very, very important, because especially when you think about the rate of teenage pregnancy, so we really need to start molding our children in the positive values, that they are able to grow up into it, and don't depart from it, especially the word of God. So once we lay the foundation, help our children to understand what is right, what is wrong. I often tell children, if you're not sure, think about the rag. You use a rag to bathe and help keep it clean, right? And I said, RAG spells rag. So once you think that this decision is right, this decision is acceptable, and this decision is good, RAG, it helps to keep you
Wow.
on the path. And this is baby, I'm talking little children, that they can be able to relate, because they know they use a rag to wipe their face, they know they use a rag to bathe or shower. You understand what I'm
The
saying?
rat
If
keep them
yes, if
clean.
they want to
Oh,
keep clean, if they want to walk in the right way, because trust me, there are a lot of distractions nowadays. And if
yeah.
they want to know the right thing to do, different from parents and teachers and church, community helping to lay that foundation, they will be able to, in a position when they have to make decision, they will consider the rag.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much. I tell you, I learned so much from that response a while ago. One thing I'm going away with is rag. Yeah, I remember that very much. But Mrs. Williams, I know that where you sit right now as director of this program for the children, right? Care program. How someone listening would get involved with this program. And I know I asked the question, is it safe, fostering a child? Because persons think, all the time it was some bad pitney and whatever it is, what would you say to them? How they get involved, and just walk us through, briefly, not maybe all the steps, but some of the steps as to how they can foster a child and let them feel comfortable that it is safe. We can go ahead.
Well, just like how Tisha Nes Watson was speaking a while ago, about investing in the child from in the womb, it's really very easy for persons to become involved. They just need to be willing and to know that they have a lot of love to share and they want to invest in the child from the get go. So they want to share that with a child, and once you have that, and you want to say it doesn't have to be your biological child. You're willing to foster a child, to take a child from someone, child who is in need, then you can contact us. You can contact us at 876-410-7704, or you may call 926 8101 Family Life Ministries, and you could, speak to one of us. And we would provide you with further information. But for some of the steps, you can get involved with by simply filling out our application forms, providing us with a passport size photograph and some references, and you have a child friendly home. You want the child can be safe in your home, and you will provide the child with a lot of love. That's very, very important for these children. For children in general, children needs a lot of love. They need to feel safe
That's
with
true.
you, and they need to know that you will take care of them, you'll provide food and all of that. And these foster children, as you're talking about, is it safe to foster? It is
Right.
safe to foster children. They are just like your biological children. They have certain needs, certain struggles. We're here to assist the parent with help in parenting because we have a monthly training program. We also provide counseling, free counseling for the family, for the children.
Just pause a little bit. So the person who's getting involved in this thing, you're not just carrying the picnic and just throw them on them and leave them
No,
on, right?
no.
Okay. So that means there'll be some follow-up, there's counseling going on. If there is some support needed from your organization, you will step in. That's what you're
Right,
saying.
right. And
Okay.
if it is not with us, we will also outsource any help that is necessary.
All right. Yes, I hope persons are feeling a little bit comfortable. And Christmas is coming up now, and we know there is some kind of promotion happening about taking a
Yes,
child home for Christmas. And
right.
a little bit about a minute to just share about that program, and they will be taking a break, and when we come back, we have a little bit more to delve in. So you can go ahead, Miss.
Right. So we have the Take a Child Home for Christmas, and that's promoted really by Child Protection and Family Services Agency. So persons get an opportunity to take a child into their home to decide whether or not they want to foster a child or to adopt a child, or they just want to support the child for the holiday, to treat the child, to make them feel good, to give them a feeling of being at home, living in a family. So there's that opportunity. So you don't have to, take a foster child on a long-term basis. You can do it over the holidays. Because some
Oh,
persons prefer that too, yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm excited. I'm just saying, this is good. But Tisha, just in a minute now, right? Because we are going to go to a break in just about a couple seconds. Big question. How do I develop my child? I want to think about this question, right? As we take the break. How do I develop my child or children to be a giver and not a taker? I want us to think about that. I want persons online. I wanted to chime in on that because we know here a lot of things happening in our schools, and I hear children talking about you're a taker, you're not a giver, and that kind of thing. And we see we're in our culture now where people are developing certain kind of terminologies and telling our children that they should just have certain kind of friends with benefits and holy for something happening. And so right after the break, I want to jump on that question. How is it that we can develop our children? And so we'll be going for a break right now. It's 6:15 on the family station, and this is Campus Connection.
What's that one gift you've longed for? My own home. Build or buy your own home with financing from CIBC Caribbean, and we'll get you up to $500,000 towards your legal fees. 50% off your loan application fee, up to 95% financing. And if you switch your mortgage to us, take the gift of no switching costs, up to $1.5 million. Plus, we're giving more with double the chance to win one of three cash prizes of up to $800,000. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/joy of giving. Terms and conditions apply. That's right, the Mega Madness. That's right, the Mega Madness. That's right, the Mega Madness. Get ready to make a battle. Biggest here. This one is mountain. It's the Black Friday Mega Madness weekend at Woman Things. Every single item in store, 20 to 70% off this Friday morning. And just something special too. Is on at Woman Things, Boardwalk Road and Compton Spring Road. It's a Mega Madness weekend.
Institute of Financial Services, in collaboration with the Jamaica Bankers Association, presents the annual Identity and Document Authentication Seminar, Building Resilience, Securing the Future, Wednesday, December 4. Join us for an in-depth seminar designed to address the growing threats posed by false documentation and identification. 876-764-5051-2 or visit gifsjm.org.
Receive words of strength from the Voice of Power with Bishop Dr. Delford Davis.
The seed has been declared many years ago and it's still raging. I will put enmity between thee and between the woman. Thy seed and her seed. War will be on perpetually until Jesus returns. But I know who has already won the war. No, who has already won the war?
That's the Voice of Power with Bishop Dr. Delford Davis, brought to you by the Power of Faith Ministries International in Portmore. Voice of Power comes to you every Thursday at 9:30 a.m. right here on the family station, Love 101.
Right, so welcome back to the program Campus Connection right here on Love 101, the family station. And we again want to pick up our sponsors, Heart NSTA Trust, Skill is Power, and TGI Fridays at TGI. Every day is Friday. And so just before the break, we pose a question to Mrs. Nelson Watson. How do I develop, my child or the children, whichever number you have, whether one or two or three, to
Or
be
five.
more a giver and not a taker.
It actually starts with identity, Jermaine. You see, it is important that we encourage our children to understand that we are all created by God, and God is a giver. When we even just think about life on itself, He's the one who even give us breath that we're breathing right now. So identity has a lot to do with how, if you want to consider yourself a taker or a giver. And it goes also with the family that you grew up into. As I said before, the family is the foundation. That's the first place that the children learn about themselves. You understand what I'm saying? So if you really want to encourage your child or your children to be givers and not just takers, you have to balance it out. You have to they say monkey see, monkey do. So if I'm just taking, the children are going to just take. So we have to practice what we want them to see. We have to be their role models. We have to be their mentors, right? So I was thinking about, because as you know, I'm from SFSU. So do they believe in God? Let's start there. What the word of God says about being a giver, being a taker, doing things like those. Simple examples and Bible stories. Let them talk about it. Let them listen, act it out, to express how they feel. Does it feel good when somebody just come and just take away your things, not even ask your permission, and just take up and just it all belong to them without even asking permission, right? So we have to really teach them these things, because the society is changing and we too have to be adaptable, right? We have to be able to meet our children where they're at. And that is another thing. Some of us parents, we're too busy. We're busy trying to make all the money to buy the gadgets and the technology stuff, that we don't spend one-on-one time with our children and be able to reason with them. You understand me? So things like those we need to, as I said, keep on saying. Foundation is important. Having that time when you can connect heart to heart with your child and let them see that, look here, you're not a taker, you should not be a taker. You should be a giver. And these are the benefits from being a giver. These are the results or the consequences for being a taker.
Yes.
You want to live a life behind bars? You get what I'm trying to say? We have to
Yes.
be real
Yes.
with them, real talk
And,
at their level so that they can understand. So
and,
things like those I would consider.
and as you say that, Mrs. Williams, I just want to chime in on this one now. We see, and Tisha kind of alluded to that a while ago in regards to relationships and rapport. How it is, because I know you have your child, your daughter is that adult now, right? How do you develop a relationship with a young person? How it is that a parent develop that kind of rapport where they can come and they can be open and just say, Mommy, Daddy, this is what is happening. How do we help somebody?
Well, as Tisha said earlier, it's something that has to start from very, very young. So
Yeah.
you begin to develop that relationship, age appropriate, and as they continue to get older, and you share with them. So it's not just really it's just the same the take and the give up. Yeah, So you share and they share with you, and you have an open door concept, and
Yes.
allowing them to know that they can come and share with you anything that they may experience. You also would provide, because sometimes there are things that children might not want to share, but you would want to point them to persons who are good role models as well, and that they may feel comfortable to share with them, but also letting them know how important it is to share what's happening with them, to ask a question here and there, so that they can get the advice to the proper advice, really, to deal with the
And,
situation.
and you said something a while ago that maybe they don't necessarily come to you, but you try to build a community. Maybe there's an aunt, uncle, you know, that they can go to sometimes. Because I know there were some things I didn't want to talk to my mother and father about, but I had an uncle or, that person. I mean, Matthew, your uncle, who would say, hey, you have to think about that. If you do this, this is what will happen. And so it's also important to build that community. That's what you're saying, Miss Williams.
Right, right,
Okay.
right.
Okay. All right. So what I want to a final question before we go from this discussion. What can parents do? This is a big one, and I want us to answer it briefly, but still put some points in. What can parents do if they're having problems with their children? Acting out, doing all manner of things, especially in this technological era. You take away the device, whatever it is, you start to see certain things happening. What advice do you have for parents? Should they come to Family Life Ministries? Are you saying that there's counseling there, Miss Williams? Tisha, are you saying that they should go to the church, go to SCF, use ISF? What advice do you have for parents, especially in this Christmas season now? And I'll ask Miss Nelson Watson to take that one, and then Miss Williams, you can go next.
Well, I actually have 2 points for that.
All
The
right, go ahead.
first one has to do with online. We have this acronym called SMART. When we're talking about our children or youths online, we have to think smart. Think smart. So the S has to do with thinking safety. The M have to do with meeting. Who are they meeting up with online? The A
All
has to do with accepting, and the R has to do with reliability, and the T is telling. Because when we are able to have that relationship with our children or youths or teens, and we're able to say to them, okay, you're online, you have your smartphone, you have your tablet, your laptop, whatever it is, you should be able to be in a state of some level of confidence to say, so my child, not involving any pornography and all those other things, because the foundation was laid. You get what I'm saying? As it
Yes.
relates to being smart, using
Right.
smart as a guide. The other thing as a parent is you can be a pal. Think about pal. P, These parents, we as parents, we need to encourage our children to themselves. You see, that is a big thing. You see, if they when they know that they are significant, they are important, they are loved, it does wonders. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yes.
value yourself. Don't just lay yourself anyhow, anywhere, carry yourself anyhow, anywhere. Value yourself, man. God died for you. You know how precious you are. You understand what I say? So value
Yes.
yourself, personal value, acceptance, as I said before, authentic relationship, like what Mrs. Williams was talking about earlier on. We need to establish that. As parents, we need to know the different love languages. What are the strongest love language our child tend to cater to? Earlier on in this year, when I was on, I remembered I was talking about children spell love Time.
And you have
The
15
more
seconds.
time you spend, the more
Okay.
time you spend, the more they feel love. And
Yes.
finally, life purpose. It's
Yeah.
important that we let them know that every one of them have a purpose and they need to fulfill it.
Wow, wow, wow. I'm telling you. So, Miss Williams, just in a minute, what advice do you have for somebody who's struggling, and tell them how they can reach out to Family Life Ministries?
Well, certainly, I will just add to what teacher just said in the interest of time. So, Family Life Ministries is available to provide additional support for families. The contact numbers are 876-926-8101, and we are open from 9 until 7 each workday, and 9 until 5 on a Saturday. So you can call us and we will provide you with a counselor that is available to meet with you.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful. I'm telling you, thank you so much for joining me today, Mrs. Teacher Nelson Watson and Mrs. Karen Fraser Williams. And we trust that you have an awesome, awesome Christmas
Jeremy,
season. Yes, we have just 30 seconds. Teacher, 30 seconds, quickly.
yes, all youths need to head to ISCF Leadership Conference, Morelands Campsite, December 27th to the 31st, 17,500. All teachers, all principal, please send all of your student leaders. Yeah,
All right, that's
ISCF.
it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Thank you so much for making it Campus Connection for this week. I'm telling you, and we want to say thanks to our Operations and Programs Manager, Dr. Nadine Blair, also Shania and David Sutton, Campus Connection Liaison, Raquel Robertson for Digital Media, and Ruth Lawrence for our Campus Consultant. I'm Jermaine Johnson. I was your host for today, sitting in for Anesta and Jonathan. And so next week, we'll be coming to you right here back with another Campus Connection dealing with student representation. So that's it for us right here from Campus Connection. See you next week, same time, same place. God bless you.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising.
Not bad.
You need training
bad.
and support.
Yeah,
We
I
are
said not bad.
committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. From March, we will help you claim your place